back then, there were so many oysters in the bay that you call up the town, they would come with dump trucks and you run a driveway, and then you fill your whole driveway with oyster shells, spread it around the backhoe, and then run it with a steamroller. And you had an instant driveway that lasts forever.
You know, it's interesting you say that because when I had to have like my lawn dug up, and when they did that, there were all these oyster shells, and I was wondering if something had. I thought it was like a dump. I thought my property was used as a dump for oyster
Where do you live
shells.
in?
Locust Avenue,
Locust.
Locust Avenue, down.
I can't swear to Locust. But Brook Street,
Brook Street, yeah.
West Avenue, Atlantic Avenue, Cherry Avenue. One time it was all white oyster shell roads. I was with the lighting company for years, in the gas department. You go take a jackhammer to one of those roads down there, and you get down about 3-4 inches, and you hit those oyster shells. It was like going through concrete. It lasts forever. They can't use clamshells because they puncture the old type tires. The oyster shells they crush them into concrete. So those roads are all oyster shells. Now maybe Locust at one time was.
All right. So Brook was once paved with oyster shells.
All the way from Montauk Highway all the way to West Highway. All white.
All oyster shells. That's interesting.
That's how many oysters they pulled out of that bay. Shipped them all over the world.
So, but this was, what was this, before the 50s, 1950s?
Second World War.
Okay, so it was before the World War II?
It was during World War II.
During World War
They, another interesting fact, like I say, it was from, how am I going to put it? You know Dale Drive?
II. Dale Drive, sure.
Yeah. But they used to be called Chicken Street. All right, so from Chicken Street to Rollstone Avenue, Montauk to Brook, was a dairy farm. Just cows. And on the north side of Brook, remember the old windmill?
Right.
That was Narcissus farm. That was all cows on that side. So in the Second World War, my father used to take us up to the end of Chicken Street and Brook Street. The planes would come over. They dropped paratroopers. One for Benamar's farm and one for Narcissus farm. Two different armies, the Red Army and the Blue Army. And they'd have these combat games, and they'd all wind up at Brook Street. The soldiers would let us look at their guns. It's a big thrill for a little kid, you know.
Oh, that's it. So that
And
was
these
like
guys
sort
all
of,
getting ready to go to Germany or Japan, whatever. They're training.
so there was military training going on in the area.
Oh yeah, the parachutes are coming down. What a beautiful sight for a little kid to see.